I have to wonder who in my generation doesn't remember the Racoons, or at least the famous closing titles theme Run With Us by Lisa Lockheed. It's such a cult piece of the 80s culture it's impossible not to. It's very much like Max Headroom in many ways. You know what it is, but you don't necessarily remember seeing it. In some way, the Racoons had a way of digging its way into our lives at some point or another. It's not up there with the widely remembered famous cartoons of the times like Transformers, G.I. Joe or The Smurfs. And I think that was largely because it was more presented as a TV greeting card than an actual mainstream series. And its ecological message, though not overwhelming, was probably a very controversial issue at the time. One might have called it the socialist element of Saturday morning television in a time where capitalism was at its height. You can easily see how the likes of Donald Trump or someone like them who had influence on the character of Cyril Sneer. Now I'll just not go there right now, it's a touchy subject. But let's get back to the greeting card ecological message aspect of the series with the Christmas special. Why is it referred to as the Christmas special? It's beyond me as it's not its original title. It was A Raccoon's Christmas because it was a standalone episode, with little or no clear intent to create a series out of it, and you can tell, as compared to the series that followed it, it's got a few flaws, but not so gaping that you might want to tear it down. It's not as enjoyable as the series. The music, whilst nice, is not as captivating as Lisa Lockheed's soundtrack in the series, and is largely forgettable in the long run. But the actual short film itself, not so much. You can have to understand that this was the first entry into what they never really considered to be an ongoing series. Or at least not to my knowledge. I'm doing deeper research as we go, and there didn't seem to be much evidence that anything would progress beyond the Christmas episodes, as we're introduced to the characters who themselves are slowly introduced to each other. It's hard to tell if there's a boundary between the dreams of the children and the real world, as at the end the two seem to be somewhat connected and it's unexplained, leaving way too many questions unanswered than satisfactory. But if you ignore all of that, the Raccoons' Christmas is an enjoyable romp. It's interesting to see a Christmas theme in what's obviously a message piece about deforestation and rampant capitalism, and I can't help but feel that Christmas is more shoehorned in than an actual part of the story. Having a real Christmas tree is murder? I'll let you debate that one in the comments. That said, I still enjoyed it, more because I love the overall atmosphere of a managed works like this. It doesn't feel commercial. The music gives it a beautiful but eerie edge, and the originality is breathtaking compared to its commercialised forebears. I'm going to tell you that you'll either love it or hate it. Personally, I like it. But it's just not the same without Lisa Lockheed.